Hello. My name is Tim. Per deny request, he asked that I do a little video clip that we could put on Pay It Forward channel that he's creating. The purpose of this channel that he created is hopefully we can all chip in and help out people that really desperate in need. Sometimes our life turn out to be the way we didn't expect it, and they need just a little bit of boost to help them out. Maybe we could help these people out. But more later about that, we can talk about it. First of all, excuse my accent in my English. After 40 years, I can't really get rid of this accent, so it is what it is. So I came here to the United States. I immigrated to the United States under the status of both refugee from Vietnam. After 1979, 1975, after the fall of Saigon, which some of you might know, some might not, but that's the end of the Vietnam conflict that the United States involved with. So the communist came in. We lived under communist regime for like 4 years, and my dad, who's previously worked as a contractor for the military with the United States government, military. So for us, in the long run, it's not safe to stay in the country. So we need to get out. So for 4 years straight, my dad constantly finding a way to get out of the country. And finally, in 1979, after 9 different tries, we finally got out. We got on this boat. We were out on the sea for like 3 days, 2 nights. And during that journey, we got robbed twice by the sea pirate. They're not really sea pirate, believe it or not. They are Thai fishermen, and the only thing they had with them was a handgun, a 6-shooter. Even though on our boat we have a M16 gun, but because we have a lot of women and children on the boat, so the man decided that just let them get on board and take whatever they want, as long as they don't touch our women and children, then we just gonna let it go. So we got robbed twice, and out of those 2 robberies, I think they took almost like 100 ounces of gold. But original, we went in. We was gonna go straight to Australia, but we got caught in a pretty bad storm, so we have to hide in this one little island. And the Malaysian navies, they've been running around looking for us for like 2 days, and they finally found us. And the people on the boat, the actual pilot and the mechanic, they went down to the engine bay and destroyed the engine. I guess it's the rule on the sea that if the boat is disabled, they have to save us. So we ended up so they ended up towing our boat into this refugee camp in Malaysia, which is called Pulau Bidong. It's like right off the coast of Kuala Lumpur, about maybe 2-hour ride of boat. I stayed there for 9 months. Before it's a refugee camp that refugees stay there, so that way they call it another third country, which is like either Europe country or USA, like France, Germany, Australia, America, Canada, all these countries that part of the UN come and interview the family, so that way they can sponsor them and then bring them to their country. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of picture of how we look when we got to the island. That's me. Look how tired we are after 3 days out on the sea. That's my mom. And that's that. Yeah, we look pretty worn out. I tell you though, while we out at sea, we kind of like eat stuff, a little bit of rice, a little bit whatever we caught, but it's not like real food. And while we wait for them to process to get on the island, I smell a fresh baked bread, really fresh. And I swear, my tongue is like, my mouth's all salivating and like, man, this bread never smelled so good in my life. So from that time on, I understand what it is to be hungry, and to be without food, for days. And then when after 9 months we stayed there and waiting, we finally they finally flew us from Malaysia to Hong Kong, and then Hong Kong to San Francisco, and then from San Francisco down to Orange County, and that's where I stayed pretty much for the rest of my the last 40 years, except for the time that I joined the Air Force and then I was away. That's another story. And here's a picture of us, the very first picture in the United States, and that's a rose garden, and believe it or not, this is in the cemetery. It's a cheap entertainment for a brand new family that come to the United States with no money whatsoever. But you kind of do what you got, to have fun and all that. And then when we got here, we was kind of like when you got here, you don't know anything, you don't know how life here, how to live it, how to do grocery shopping, how to interact with society here. So the United States assigned us to this one of these charity committee called IRC, International Rescue Committee. What they do is they take a family, they go find them an apartment, put them there, and the first couple months, since we have no skills, so they help us go apply for welfare, and then while you're on welfare, they send you to school to learn skills, so that way you'll be self-sufficient. And then for kid like me, since I go to schools, so they give me a 10-speed bike. Look at that, brand new 10-speed bike. And yeah, but I that bike ended up being stolen. Cause I live in a pretty poor neighborhood, like 99% of the neighbor is Mexican, and majority of them are here not legally. But they're very hardworking people. They go to work, come home, take care of their family, and whatever time you have, either go to church or fix up their broken down car. They're very good people. I mean, we everybody have nothing, so we kind of took care of each other. And then after I finished high school in 1984, and by the way, that's the very first 4-year high school. And I went to college for junior college in Fullerton. Actually, I applied for Cal State Pomona, which is a university and my dad said there's a good civil engineering school there and all that. But I was by myself. It's hard to do things by yourself, And I ended up fail out of that school, so I went down and go to some junior college. And I was there for about a year and a half. That's me. We would try to raise funds for the Vietnamese Association Club. But during that time, I had some pretty messed up romantic relationship. So life wasn't good. I wasn't able to focus in school, and it seemed like I failed. I failed my parent. My expectations. I thought to myself, man, I need to get out of here. I need to do something else. I need a new opportunity. So I decided to join the Air Force in 1989, and here it is, my BMT picture, and I become aircraft hydraulic mechanics, and they put me in Offutt, Nebraska. It's in the middle of nowhere, literally in the middle of nowhere of the cornfield. I didn't mind, being there, but the weather in wintertime is brutal. It's windy, it's cold, and at the time, I got engaged with my wife, who's happened to be my my neighbor, my family friend, my schoolmate. It's kind of weird relationship with her, but she's agreed to marry me, So like, okay, we you know, it's. And by the way, I'm the only child, so there's a heavy burden of, like in the Asian. I don't know if you all know Asian family. If you're a boy, you are expected to have, children to keep the line going. And since I'm the only child, that's a very heavy burden that's on my shoulders. So my wife agreed, and we married. And then my wife came out and lived there for a month, and she didn't like that, like she didn't like the area and all that stuff. So I ended up pilot chase out of Air Force and come back to California and stay here for ever since then, back in 1992. But in order to get out of the Air Force, you have to pilot chase, and then I ended up being in an unit in Riverside, Air National Guard. They didn't have the position that I'm my AFC, which is like Air Force skill. So they want to make me become an aircraft mechanic instead. But during that time, they are transitioned from an F4 to a KC-135, which similar to the aircraft that I was working on at Offutt, Nebraska, which is a EC-135 and RC-135. What it is, just a glorified, modified Boeing 707. That's all it is for refueling the aircraft in the air. So I ended up being in the Air National Guard for like until now. So during that time, since I already qualified for GI Bill, I went back to college, finished what I was gonna do. But then when my wife got a notification that they're gonna lay her off from her job, and before that, I already took the test for postal just for the heck of to see how I do. And I barely got like 85% on the test. Never expect them to hire me, So during the semester, they called me up and they say, "Hey Tim, you want a job? You want to start working in Irvine?" And I say, "No, I can't. I'm in school right now, And I thought they never gonna call me back. But I told him, but if you still need me after the December of 15, am I viable? And guess what? After December, they called me to work. And I was a mail carrier for like 94 until 2012 when I got the position with the full-time position with Air National Guard. But during that time, I progressed in my career. I went from a senior airman to, see, that's a step sergeant right there. Then I went 7 years later, I become a tech sergeant. And then 9 years after that, I become a master sergeant. For me, I never lucky at getting promotion, but I just take it, and be consistent. But during those 40 years I live here, I learned that, you can start your life over. Because when we left Vietnam to come here, we had nothing. We literally have two pieces of clothes on our back, and we start, our new life again. And now that along the way, there were people teach me how to be successful, how to do, self-sufficient in the country. And I can never really. Those people are gone. And sometimes I feel like I need to repay them, but I can't. But what I can do now is paying forward. Help out people that actually need help. Do whatever I can. And hopefully, there's a saying in Vietnam. Like here in Vietnamese, it say một cây làm chẳng nên non, ba cây chụm lại thành hòn núi cao. In kind of rough translation is like one stick, you can't build a little anthill, but with 3 sticks you can build a little mountain. So what I mean is like one person cannot really do a lot of different, but if 3 of us, we can do a lot. Imagine what 100 and 1,000 of us can do for somebody else that really needs. So I hope you all will help join us and make the difference somebody else for a good cause. All right. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.